thought since we had some time left of daylight, and we didn't have any calls or anything to check up on, we made our segment for today. We do a little talking about the weapons that we carry, not all the time, but we carry a very wide range of various firearms and that sort of thing, and this is what we carry 100% of the time is in the vehicle, that we never go anywhere without. Depending on the mission or depending on the day, sometimes we'll take additional weapons for additional firepower, but since we're special investigators, this is what it normally consists of. Now, a normal uniformed trooper in our department would carry a Glock and would carry a Remington 870 12-gauge shotgun, but this is what we stick to. We stick to some different sort of weapons, so I'm going to just go right down the line. This is a Colt 1911. It's a 45 caliber, 8-round magazine. Very, very dependable weapon. Very high in firepower. The stopping power of this weapon is impeccable. The round is just huge. This is Officer Perkins' weapon right here, and it's one of his favorites. He's been using it forever, and we'll have him show you a little more about that in a little bit. Moving down the line, this is my weapon. It's a Colt, again, Python 357 Magnum. It's a revolver. I happen to like revolvers because they're old school and they never break on you, and it's just very dependable, reliable weapons. Once again, we'll get a little more on that later. This right here is, we keep one of these in the cruiser all the time. It stays in the trunk or in the back seat. And normally this is whenever we're doing, assaults on a house, or we're providing a little extra security, or we're, providing assistance to some officers in a firefight. But this is an MP5 with a foldable stock. We like the foldable stock because it provides us some versatility, and it's portable. It's very portable. This is its full extended state, but it can also, you can just be holding it like this, nice and tight into you. You can, good for close quarters, good for long range, because we're not snipers, so we don't need a long range thing. 30-round 9mm magazine, semi-auto when we need to take some accurate suppressing fire down there, or we could go to full auto and we could really just rock this whole 30-round clip in about 3 seconds out there. Very high rate of fire, very accurate, very nice gun. All right.
Now I'm going to demonstrate my weapon, the Colt 1911. Take a look at it, closer look, both sides. It's its magazine, as Officer LeQuire said before. It's an 8-round magazine, 45 caliber. Very powerful, very big bullets. Pretty much will take them down in one shot if you're a good shot. So I'm going to load it in. You simply, as most firearms with a magazine, load it in the bottom, and now you're ready to go. The 1911 features a grip safety, so the only way you can fire is holding it, or you don't fire is holding it down like that. So I'm going to demonstrate over here.
Holster it first.
I want to fire it. Right. Oftentimes you won't have your weapon drawn at all times, so usually you have to practice proper technique of drawing your weapon and firing. You have to make sure you get this down, because this could be between life and death here. If your opponent draws their weapon faster than you do, you could be dead or injured, seriously injured. But if you have the upper hand, then there's no stopping you. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to do this. You want to stand with your feet apart for proper balance, because the recoil could, you stand like this, you're not going to be very accurate. You're going to fall over from the recoil. If you stand with your feet apart, one slightly behind the other, and you'll be able to hold your weapon in front of you, nice and straight. Remember, 2 hands is most accuracy. So you draw your weapon, 2 hands, right? Let me go through that a little bit slower so you can see it. You're standing like this, put your hand on your weapon, you pull it out, 2 hands. All right, 2 hands. Now, normal speed, you pull it out, and fire. And that's pretty much how you would use this weapon.
Right,
in
now I'm
going to
line
do the
of
drawing at normal speed and fire off my clip. Right.
Hi there, this is Officer LeQuire now with the Deep River Police Department, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my weapon and the techniques I use to deploy my weapon and the techniques I use to fire my weapon. Now, I'm sure you've noticed that Officer Perkins, he carried his weapon in a belt holster. Not a hip holster would be farther down. That's more of a tactical positioning, you know. It's a belt, a loop that drops down here to your holster, so it's right, when you put your hand down here, it's right here. Now, Officer Perkins, he comes from a style of learning where you keep it on your belt, and so it's a classic policeman's draw right here. Now, I come from a special operations background in policing, not military, and a lot of that requires undercover work, and so I'm used to having my weapon in a shoulder holster, like so, right here. So if I had a coat over it, it wouldn't be showing, and I could just reach under my coat and engage my weapon into any sort of action that came up. So this is my shoulder holster right here, and this is my .357 Magnum. Now my Magnum it's a very powerful handgun, and it's a revolver. Now, before I draw the weapon, the shoulder holster, it's a little more difficult to get to, and a little more awkward to draw than the belt holster. You're not going to get as much stability drawing your weapon from this position here, where your arm has to come across and then up to engage the target. Like from a hip holster or a belt holster, you're pulling straight up, and your target's right there. So this offers, this is kind of a disadvantage, but I really like the concealment, and I like feeling this weapon close to me. It's what I'm used to, and it's what I do. So anyways, a little bit more about the Magnum. Revolvers have been around for years, almost 200 years now. This is a 6-shot revolver, a classic configuration right here. I carry extra shells with me, and also, just like the shoulder and the difference between the belt holster and the shoulder holster, revolvers, their advantages are that they are reliable and that there's only a few moving parts on the gun, so nothing can really go wrong. However, you only get the 6 shots, and it's not as fast shooting as an automatic, and they take much longer to reload because they're not clip fed, and I don't carry a speed loader. So I just prefer it because, once again, it's what I'm used to, and it's what I used back in NYPD when I was undercover. So yeah, it's extremely powerful, just like the 1911, capable of downing a target in a few short, well, just one shot. I'd say it's more powerful than the 1911, wouldn't you also, Perkins?
I would.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to load this gun, and I'm going to fire it for you. The shells, 57, just flip right in there. You turn it like that. Pop them in there. Close the cylinder. Safety, you always keep the safety. You switch it off. And one of the things I prefer is this revolver is double or single action. If I needed to get off some quick shots, I could always go to double action. But I like the accuracy and ease of the trigger pull the single action provides. I like to take my time with my shooting and waste as little ammo as possible, because as police officers, we need to be accountable for every single shot we make. Every single shot we make in a situation, we need to identify exactly where it went and what happened to it, and who it hit, or what it hit, or where it went. So here we go. I'm going to fire off. Cock it back. Aim down the front and rear sight. Now, there's a variety of ways you can shoot the revolver. There's the classic, grip like this, one-handed, looking sideways, or you get a dap, so to the more modern grip. So I'd just be. that's my revolver.
The next weapon we're going to demonstrate here is the MP5. As Officer LeQuire said before, this is the weapon that we keep in our trunk. Most officers of the law usually keep a shotgun, 12-gauge shotgun, in their trunk, but we prefer the MP5 because it's a little more mobile. It's smaller, but it doesn't compensate for the power. And it's very lightweight also. How many pounds you'd say it would be?
Probably 8 pounds.
8 pounds. 8 pounds. 8 pounds compared to a big shotgun, you know. And plus, you also get the option of semi-auto fire or automatic fire compared to the shotgun, which most of the time officers carry a pump shotgun. That's a lot of work, you know. You just point and shoot.
Right.
Pretty simple.
And it reverts back to the old days when police officers carried Thompson submachine guns,
Exactly.
just like in,
Exactly.
you know. So we get that amount of rounds that we can put down range more so than the shotgun.
As we said before, this clip holds 30 rounds, which is a lot compared to a standard shotgun, which is 8.
Yeah, 8 rounds.
8 rounds.
At the most.
At the
Sometimes
most,
only like
exactly.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yep. So I'm gonna show you this in action here. I'm not gonna shoot full auto because you never really shoot fully auto. You shoot in bursts.
Right.
Preserve your ammo, and you're more accurate when you shoot in bursts. So first thing you do, actually, let me just extend the stock first. That provides even more accuracy if you
Extend it
extend
farther.
the stock.
One more.
All right. Now, stock is extended full, so now I can hold it all the way back here against my shoulder here. Provide more accuracy than I would if it was just in the front. But, again, if you have it just pushed up all the way, folded together, you get more mobility, so you can move around a lot better than you would if you have the stock up. So, here you put the clip in there, make sure it's in tight, otherwise you won't be shooting. And you pull this back, make sure it's ready to go, and then you shoot. And make sure when you're done firing and you know that you won't be using any more ammunition, make sure you always put it on safety because you don't want any mistakes. Because if if I was holding my gun like this with the safety off, I might accidentally shoot my partner in the foot, and that would all end bad. So just make sure gun safety is the most important thing when it comes to firearms.
Now, well, when we are in the line of duty, we keep our firearms loaded at all times. But when we are putting our firearms away, and we do with the MP5, you always want to make sure you remove the magazine, you open your breech, and you make sure there are no rounds in the breech. If there are, you clear them out, and then you keep the breech open, so when anyone picks up the gun, they can tell that there's no rounds in the breech there. You see?
Yep. Like I said
you
before.
just keep it open just like that. Gun safety is priority.
Gun safety is
As
priority.
police officers, that's our responsibility to communicate to the public firearm safety, and that's what we're doing here.
So remember, firearms are not a toy.
Firearms are not a toy. Thank you.